All right, all right. Sit down, ladies and gentlemen. We are on air already. Right, don't make noise. Let's first of all give thanks to God for His mercy, for His grace, for His faithfulness. So, yeah, before you do anything, always commit it into the hands of God. You know, because without that, for us to be able to achieve something, gonna be difficult. So we commit everything into the hands of God, and we humbly ask Him to guide us throughout the lecture time and to be with us. And most importantly, to give us His wisdom. Without His wisdom, there is nothing that one can be able to understand. Right. Okay, having committed everything to the hands of God, we are going to start now. Right. So remember what we've done. We've done question one, which is the true or false. We've done the matching column, which was articulately explained. Then today we are going to talk to this page, which is the case study. Case study. Very interesting. Most of you struggle to answer questions based on case study. Perhaps you don't understand the case study. In the exam, if you are given a question that involves case study, make sure that you take your time to read and understand, right? And there would be some instances where you need to apply it, even if you are confused. It's the same thing because when you are given questions that relate to a business plan, it's more or less the same, right? So don't get confused. If they ask you what is the purpose of a business plan or why do, how will you advise the owner of the business the importance of a business plan, or what will you tell the owner of the business if you are in position to advise the owner to formulate a business plan? What we are talking about is you just write the importance of a business plan, right? So something of such. It's not difficult. Right. Okay, we are going to see now how one can be able to tackle questions relating to case study. Right. So we are going to take off or to start by reading the case study. I'm going to read the case study myself, right? So that you can be able to understand it. Now, it goes like this. It's a head up, it's a full service beauty salon. Beauty salon, right? Head up. Okay, I forgot this. This one is very important. It can help me to indicate positions now. Head up is a full service beauty salon dedicated to consistently providing high level of customer satisfaction, quality products, and creating an enjoyable atmosphere backed by reasonable prices. We need to understand what we are saying here, right? Head ups or heads up, as you may call it, is the name of the business now, right? It's the name in this context of the business. It's a service business, beauty salon, beauty. Where is that girl that got a beauty salon here? Okay, not in this class, right? Okay, you know what a beauty salon is? Where you go and make up yourself, makeover, you can, manicure and pedicure, you don't do eyelashes, this kind of stuff, right? You do that, right? Now, there is a language here which I want us to understand comprehensively. dedicated, right? Dedicated means there's commitment, right? To consistently, something that you do every time, right? Consistently providing high level of customer satisfaction. This business is fond of providing a high level of customer satisfaction. Not one day or the other day gonna be poor service. No, consistently, every time, continually. You know, that means this service business, this beauty salon is always providing high level of customer satisfaction, quality product, and creating an atmosphere, enjoyable atmosphere. Maybe in the salon, perhaps there is a TV for you to watch there. There are certain things that is happening in the salon. When you go there, you feel at home, right? Then to back it up, then this salon is backing up this high service provision with reasonable prices, which means the prices at which they charge their customer is not expensive, irrespective of one of the quality customer service, irrespective of the quality product, and as well as the enjoyable atmosphere. You don't pay a lot of money. Did you see? When a business have got this type of qualities, I'm telling you that business get the market will be very competitive because people will like to go there. You got high staff, high service, high quality service, let me put it that way, and you still pay amount that is not too much. There is no customer, no client, that would not like to patronize this type of business. Okay. That is the first paragraph, right? Let's see what's happening in the second paragraph. Grace James and her partner, Melissa Brown, have worked in upmarket salon for years before deciding to take the leap and start their own business, which is Heads Up. So what it means is it's a family business, right? Grace James and the partner, the wife, they combine together to start this business. They've worked in a salon, a modern salon before they decided to take a leap, you know what is meant by to take a leap, right? You know how to leap, right? Okay. Then to start their own business, which is Heads Up, right? Okay, let's see. The partners have a strong following, the partners have a strong following through hard work and dedication. Hard work and dedication. Guys, when you look at this thing now, what are we talking about? Characteristics of an entrepreneur. We are talking about characteristics. Hard work and dedication. Right. Remember when we were discussing about the characteristics of entrepreneurs? One of the characteristics that we made mention of was being hardworking, right? A lazy person cannot be a good entrepreneur. A lazy person. Even in the Bible, a lazy man will always remain poor, right? For example, where you need to wake up as it is winter now, very early in the morning, buy a coat. It's very cold. You're bound, right? Then you are still under your blanket. Right. Wait, we're gonna talk about that. Right? So you need to be hardworking and you need to be dedicated as well, right? You need to be dedicated because if you are not dedicated, once you see any negative or once you encounter any uncertainty, what is gonna happen? You're gonna withdraw. It's gonna affect your performance or your offerings. Then, upon commencement of operations, heads up, we sell a wide range of beauty services and products. When they say wide range, that is different varieties, right? For example, they can be selling maybe hair type, right? Ponytails, you know those names, right? Short nails and all those type of stuff. Yeah, different types of beauty product and services. The salon will be located in the upmarket salon, upmarket Santon Mall. When they say upmarket, it's a busy area, right? Busy area. Then the high profile location and easy access to all parts of town will ensure customers are plenty. A plenty means many customers, right? Because where it's going to be located is a busy area, right? Upmarket, Santon Mall. How many of you have been to Santon Mall here? It's quite a busy area, right? Yeah, in Joburg. So that is what they are talking about. You know, when you have this type of business in a busy area, you are more likely to have a client, customers coming to you, rather than be in a downtown. When it is a downtown, in a rural area, in a village, or in a secluded area, you're gonna struggle to have customers, right? So that is what we are trying to put across here. All right. So that is the story, which is the case study. Now, you will be expected to provide answers to the accompanying questions, the question that goes with the case study. Right. Now, question 3. Grace has a big plans for her business. Right. She is considering completing a business plan, but she needs advice. She needs advice from people like you, right? Now, the first question that goes with that is explain to Grace why a business plan is useful by mentioning 4 uses. Of course, just when you look at this question, forget about why they say grace and all this thing. What is required here is the 4 uses of a business plan. That is what is required. It's easy. Right. Okay. You've been taught the importance. Okay. Let me put it this way again so that you can be able to understand it. If you are required to explain the uses of a business plan, it's the same thing if somebody asks you to explain the importance of a business plan. The importance, the uses of a business plan is the same. Just putting it in a different form, use of language, right? So, what are the importance of a business plan, the uses of a business plan? Right. For example, when you have a business plan, remember your business idea, right? If that idea is in your mind, is with you, your business plan can help you put your ideas in paper where you can be able to sell it to people, to investors, perhaps, or banks, as the case may be. Right? It can help you. It can help you to secure loans when you want to obtain the loans. You know, loans, borrow, right? It can help you. It can help you as well to provide a kind of a guidelines for you when you are running your business. That is why we say a business plan act like a GPS. You know GPS. How many of you GPS? You don't know GPS? You sleeping now? You didn't sleep last night. GPS. When you know Google Map, right? You can use, for example, now if you go into a place that you don't know before, right? Google Map can help you, GPS to direct you. I remember when I went to Mosso Bay. How many of you know Mosso Bay? You know Mosobe, right? You know Mosobe? You from KwaZulu Natal? You don't know Mosobe? Okay. You know Mosobe? Mosobe is when you are going to Eastern Cape, you pass there. Right. I was going to an office there, a municipal office. I didn't know where the place is, and I didn't want to ask anybody. Hello. You know, sometimes when you ask people, they can misdirect you. They can even rob you. They will know that you are a new person in the place. Then I set my phone. I put it in my pocket. Then I start going. Then I will be here and say, in 5 minutes, in 200 meters, turn right. Then I listen. In 100-meter, turn left. I was listening, then it was directing me. Now, better, he said, you arrive at your destination. Your destination is at the right. Did you see? So, a business plan can help you in such a way. How? Because when you draw up your business plan, it's exactly how you intend to run your business. So when you are running your business now, it will guide you in terms of what you need to do because you've already put everything down on papers. That is what we are saying. Okay, let me give you another importance or another uses of a business plan. For example, if you want to start a new business, when you are drawing up your business plan, it will help you to see problem before they arrive. It means it will help you to determine before then if your business is going to work. Right? If you are, for example, while formulating your business plan, if you start struggling with how are you going to get customer, right, for your business, it means that in reality, when you start running your business, if you are not able to figure it out, who is going to be your target market? When you start the business, you're going to have a big problem. Do you understand what I mean? Because there are certain things that you need to establish before you start your business. So if those things are not established, if you are not able to find answers to those questions while formulating your business plan, it means in reality you're gonna struggle. So it makes you to see problems that is going to arise in your business before you actually come across the problem. So then it will make you to be proactive. You know what I mean by proactive, right? Seeing problems, taking action before it really occurs. So that is what we are talking about here. It's very easy. Then Grace needs to design a cover page for her business plan. List 4 pieces of information that should appear on the cover page. We've done this, right? Cover page of a business plan. A business plan, of course, is a document, right? That document must be identifiable in the first place. It's not just a document blank, right? Once you pick up the document, you should be able to know what the document is all about, right? And the owner, where the owner of the document. So, in other words, the cover page of a business plan must have the name and address, right, of the business. Of course, it must. How are you going to identify whose owner the business plan or which company has the business plan? There must be name of the business. Perhaps if it is a one-man's business, the name of the owner will be there. If the business is registered, then you must have the name of the business, the address, of course, the registration number. You know, every registered business have got registration number, which we call registration number of incorporation, right? You start with the year the business was registered, right? For example, if the business is registered 2026, it's 2026 stroke certain number, the last number, if it is a public limited liability, is oh 07. Oh 07, right? Okay, so it must be there, right? The logo, perhaps, the logo of the business must be there, right? The logo of the business must be there, right? Then you need to make it or design it in a way that it should be presentable. There should be a kind of a margin, right? You see, like this, a margin, right? Those things must be there, right? If it is a company that got what we call, yeah, so those things needs to be featured. They'll say only four. Those are the things that you can find, right? On the cover page of a business plan. Does it make sense to you? And if this type of question comes out in the exam, I know you're going to be able to answer the questions very well. Now, look at it. Mention three or mention any three items which could be included as, oh man, you remember we were discussing this thing before. Hello, focus. Mention any three items which could be included as supporting material or appendices in her business plan. Supporting document. I talked about this when I was explaining the appendix, right? Remember, we talked about this. I said the appendix is always found at the last part of a business plan, not at the beginning. Then I went as far as explaining to you what appendix is all about and possibly what you could include in the appendix, which is the supporting document, right? I remember I gave you examples of such supporting document. For example, the registration certificate of the business, if the business is registered or if the business is incorporated, if you will, it must be there. Then what else? You can as well put the CVs, CV, curriculum vitae. I used to call it curriculum vitae, right? The Americans, they call it resume, right? You can put the resume of the employees. Remember, I talked about a letter of intent. Can you remember? Hello, you losing focus now. Okay, a letter of intent, right? I explained last time the meaning of a letter of intent. I even gave you an example of a transport business that you just got a business, you just started a business of being logistic, transport and logistic, or freight and logistic, if you will. Then you don't have the money to buy the bus. But luckily for you, you got certain schools that are interested in you transporting their learners. And the principals there have gone as far as giving you a letter of intent that if you got a bus, we are going to give you business uh, to transport the learners. So now what you are looking for is the bus. You don't have the money to buy the bus. I said if you can secure a deal like that, even if you don't have the money, put those things in your business plan, go and show the bank manager. Tell the bank manager, I've got the business already. I'm telling you, they will buy the bus for you. They will give you the money to buy the bus because they've seen that you got the business already. So those are some of the stuff that can talk about. Then what else can be put here? For example, you can put the floor plan of your business premises, right? For example, how are you going to use that one to motivate your business plan if you are applying for a loan? That one will tell the bank or any investors that you've already got a place where you want to operate the business. If it is yours, you say, yeah, this is the plan, it's mine. You understand what I mean? So that can motivate them to know that you are serious and it shows your level of commitment. Right. So that is what we are talking about here. Any question? So if you are given a question of this nature, the importance of a business plan, or rather the uses, you can be able to explain. Then the cover page of a business plan, hello, you must focus now. The cover page of a business plan, you must know what can be seen on the cover page, as well as what can be included, or what could be included, if you will, as a supporting material in the appendix of a business plan. Right. Okay. Now, period is over now. Okay, we're gonna stop here, right? Off. Oh, she said I must take a picture. Okay. All right. So who can take that? Use your phone. Use your phone to take it. You send it to her. You see, my phone is busy. All right. Can you switch off? Right. Yeah.